2021, and we are back having our first event at Sebring, and I can't think of a better place to kick off the season. Hopefully you've all stayed healthy over this off season and are ready to come down and get out of the cold and enjoy some fun in Florida. A couple of things that I want to highlight today. We are very committed to putting these races on in spite of the pandemic, but we have to take the steps to keep you safe. Our tagline from last year, racing with us is safer than going to the grocery store, is alive and well. And with that comes some expectations from all of you that we are really focused on. It's critical that you folks take the time before you get to Florida, go on our website, take a minute and look at Sebring for supplemental regulations or event information under that specific, under Sebring. And there is new load-in procedure because of COVID, new form requirements because of COVID. For tracing, you're going to need to wear 2 arm bracelets because of the rules that the track has. And so it's important that so your experience is good. We have an amazing schedule. You have 5 full sessions on track at 30 minutes each. So I don't hear any complaining about track time. We really work this hard to make sure that you get all the track time and then some that you would come to expect. And you know, we get good weather, this should be a blast. We have a record car show, a full paddock. The entries are coming in like crazy. I'm pretty excited to get back to Florida with you. So please, expectation, read the regulations on the website because the load-in procedure is different. There's good maps. My team has been really working hard to make sure this goes well for you. We want you to have a great experience, but bring your mask. If you're within 6 foot of somebody, outside or not, you need to wear a mask. That's our expectation. We'll have big machine hand sanitizer everywhere for you to keep those hands clean. Don't touch your face. We'll be checking your temperature. With new procedure at Victory Circle, we're going to use the main Victory Circle. But again, for photo ops and getting up on that stage, we expect you to have a mask on. So please be safe. I'm excited to see you all. I'm going to turn it over to Alex now to do all the real important stuff on the on-track stuff. But remember, be safe, travel safe, and should be a blast. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the virtual drivers meeting.
Okay. Thank you, Tony, for that important news from the president of SVRA and Perella Motor Holdings. Welcome to this famous track where we get to play in the winter without snow. For those of us who aren't in the Northeast where we got to 30 inches of snow last week, why, congratulations, where we get to play without snow. I'm Alex Miller, the race director. And since you're viewing this video, you're receiving information about the event at Sebring. Please share what you learn with your crew and transport driver. There's no additional in-person meetings required. Helmet stickers are no longer required. Any questions you may have, I can answer. Just call me at 610-223-4834 to meet and discuss. That includes at the track. If you want to find me, you can call me at my number and I'll try and pick up if I can hear the phone ring. If you missed this video, it'll be playing at the Tech Trailer at 7:30 each morning for you to view, or anybody who you know who didn't get to the meeting. There's no makeup meeting in person. There's only the Tech Trailer meeting that runs on video all day there. After viewing this video, please go to svra.com and click on the Sebring link to see further supplemental regulations information not covered in this meeting. It's quite extensive now. We're trying to get our load-in information to you and supplemental information to you ahead of time so you can understand a little bit easier what's going on. As Tony said, we must be wearing our masks at all times when you're not in your team paddock or working on your car. A few weeks ago at an event here at Sebring, it was visited by the state of Florida to view the mask use, and it was poor by another sanctioning body. The event was very nearly closed down. We got some very serious conversation from the track management about the use of masks. And I think you know that Tony Perella is very important, weighs it on great the value of masks, and I think you're going to find for us too, we really need it. Staging and loading will be different at Sebring this year. Front end of the skid pad. and you'll come in there and stop in the appropriate lanes. We'll have marshals there who are going to try and help you get into the right lanes. When registration opens, walk to the front of the skid pad and go through the gate on the left. You're already right at registration. The convenience of this skid pad use is that you're actually right in front of the registration booth. So for registration, it's located at the windows on the right side of the racing headquarters building. And remember that a mask is required to approach the windows. So if you're leaving your rig and coming up to get to registration, they're not going to talk to you unless you have a mask on. So please be aware of that. Because of COVID-19, every participant, drivers, crews, staff, family, everybody will be required to complete a Sebring track waiver, which is also new to us now. So as well as a COVID-19 waiver, a special Sebring registration window is at windows 1 and 2 at the end of the building. So Sebring itself is going to run a registration separate from SVRA registration. You'll be receiving a Sebring track armband at that Sebring window. Then this is in addition to the SVRA registration, where you'll need to sign an SVRA waiver as usual and receive a second armband. Please allow extra time for this additional step in the registration process. Minors are an issue here. We're getting more and more of them involved. A few of them are starting to race with us, and that's okay. If you're including anyone under the age of 18, a minor waiver must be signed at registration by a true parent or legal guardian. We can't allow uncles, aunts, and friends to sign parental consent forms anymore. It must be the legal guardian or parent, just so you know that up front. At 1 o'clock, Wednesday at 1 o'clock, we'll begin to move the line. The SVRA marshal's request will pull forward in the line, turn right off the skid pad and onto the road, which leads right into the bridge across into the paddock. You'll be greeted by an SVRA marshal, me, who will be directing you into appropriate paddock spaces. We've split up that paddock into red, blue, and green lot sizes to try and improve the flow of how cars are going into there, rigs are going into there. So we'll be picking that out as space opens up. Another issue that's going to happen for the entire 2021 season is Trans Am will be loading in on a different day from SVRA now. And so you'll find they're loading on Thursday. They are not permitted on site until Thursday morning after we've already loaded. So we will not be involved in getting ourselves mixed up with Trans Am like it did at Road Atlanta. That was a problem, and we wanted to fix that. We come to test day. All drivers testing Thursday must be registered in the car they wish to test in. Car swapping is not permitted. Please do not do that. If you're a co-driver later in the weekend, you must register the car for test day when you register when you come in, please. We'll come to on-track actions here. On your outlap, we'll show you a full course yellow flag on the outlap of your first session of the weekend. Take the time to look at the flag stations. They're your friend, and in situations, they can be your enemy if you don't see them. Passing under a yellow is a no-no, and there will be penalties, and we'll get into that in a minute. Pit in and pit out. As you exit the pit lane anytime, please keep the blend line on your left, which extends all the way down to turn 2. So you might got to go out of the pit lane, under the bridge, go all the way down past turn 1, and go all the way to turn 2 before you blend into the traffic. Not blend in until you get to turn 2. Upon re-entry, when you're leaving the pit track and coming back into the pit lane, move to the right on the back straight and stay right, and get your arm in the air to notify your intent to exit the course at turn 17, just after 17. Stay right all the way into the pit lane. A blend line violation will be a black flag stop and go penalty. The corner workers are happy to report you. So there are many, many eyes watching, so please do not do that. A real time waster for us is blowing the checkered flag. We're trying to do all we can to maximize your track time, but this is one that really irks me. Time is our friend and enemy. Don't blow the checker. In practice, that flag will be shown at start finish, at turn 10 and turn 15. When you first see the flag, you come into the pits. For qualifying in the races, the flag will only be displayed at start finish. We must stay on time. If you blow it and you'll lose your fast qualifying lap. 4 miles around all by yourself kills the time. It's like having 2 cool down laps for every session, and we just lose 4 or 5 minutes of the next session's race time. So please don't blow the checker. 4 wheels off in practice and qualifying. If you go 4 wheels off paving during testing, practice, or qualifying, you must self-black flag and come into the pits central there, a flag station, for a safety check of your car's condition. If you choose not to come in, we'll be black flagging you. We will not bring you in during the race. So 4 off rule applies for everything but the race itself. Of course, do not come in if you go 4 off. If you can continue, you observe the corner stations allowing you back onto the track and continue racing. Sebring does use the blue flag rule, so be aware and point, and they'll point by faster cars so they can see you coming. Red flag rule Red flag means come to a controlled stop at the nearest flag station and wait for instructions. We'll either go double yellows and the pace car will pick you up pick up the leader, or we'll go all black. The session's over and you return to your paddock. Yellow flags. You'll be permitted to race up to the first station displaying the yellow flag upstream of the incident. Any passing observed after that point will be in violation. It'll be black flagged for a stop and go penalty. Black flag will be displayed at turn 15 with the use of the number board displaying your number on it. You must report to the black flag station in the pit lane. This flag will also be displayed at start finish without a number board though. If an incident requires a full course black, all stations will display, and you'll proceed to the pit lane for a lineup, and we'll continue the session, or if time has run out, the session is over and we'll return to your paddock spaces. Starts. We have a long run to the start here at Sebring, and so I don't want to see any jumping of the starts. We'll be watching this very carefully. You may move ahead when the green flag begins to move. If you don't get out of line, stay in line. If you jump the start, and you'll be black flagged, and a 10-second stop and go penalty will be incurred with you. Racing is your best qualifying time for the two session grids. For the two sessions, grid you for the first race. Your finishing position from that race grids you for the second race. That's the way we've always done it. Podium finishers. This is a change for 2021 also. SVRA is now using the Sebring official victory circle location. Podium winners will, upon entering the pit lane at the end of the race, turn right just after that first crossover bridge. There'll be a marshal there pointing the podium winners in that direction. So you'll go right just after the pit lane entrance there, and be directed into the victory circle. That's right along Allen J. Boulevard. We do use VMC infraction rules for all the penalties, so let's play nice. I don't want to ruin your weekend for you. I want to stay happy with everybody, so let's be careful and mind our rules. Oiling board. The flaggers will have an informational sign for you to adhere to. We'll try and give you the maximum amount of usable track time, but when someone has an oil leak or a blown engine, when a driver sees this sign, pull over to the nearest orange guardrail safe zone and stop. Do not continue around the pit lane. There are special FIA orange barricades that have openings in them where you can pull off and stop. So our biggest time killer is cleaning up an oiling spill that goes around for half a lap because somebody didn't realize it. So if you see the oiling board or you see a meatball flag come out from a corner station, stop right then. We'll come get you, but we don't want to have that oiling going all the way around the racetrack. To that end, SVRA has decided to join other race groups and pass along damages costs that the track bills us. We'll be billing you per track occurrence, and we'll send you an invoice to cover the costs. I will notify you at the track that the invoice is coming. Over-aggressive driving. This is vintage racing. There's no place in SVRA for excessive aggression. When attempting a pass, if an avoidable contact incident occurs, it's almost always the overtaking driver's fault. Remember, the overtaking car can see all the car in front of him, but the guy in front who's being overtaken can only see a little bit of you in the mirror. So it's almost always the overtaking driver's fault. He's in control. And please time your overtakes properly. Be patient. What will end up happening is if the guilty party will be assessed a penalty. Penalties range from adding time to your finishing position or a complete qualification. Pit lane speed is 35 miles an hour. Paddock speed is walking. The grid is at its usual location at the end of the paddock. Please arrive 10 minutes before your session. Let's keep the pit lane open for latecomers and get through our prior race session grids. Track has asked us to honor our fire lane rules, so please stay out of the fire lanes with any vehicles that may not be keep them in your own paddock. After your on-track session is over, please be sure to remove all your pit gear so the next session teams can set up. Transponders are available for rent at the tech trailer if your transponder dies on you. Sebring does allow walking the track at night after the track is cold. No bikes, no nothing, please. Only pedestrian walking is allowed. Shorts. Shorts are allowed everywhere at Sebring, anytime except over the wall in the refueling enduro environment. Nothing over the wall for enduros, that's pretty obvious, but shorts are permitted everywhere else. If your Hans device is out of date, HMS is next to the tech trailer and can recertify it for you. You may keep your rig here overnight, Sunday night, but it must be out of the paddock. So it's got to be back on the skid pad where we started the staging. And if you want to leave by Monday morning, let's get out of the paddock by 7, 8 o'clock at the latest. And if you want to stay overnight, that's fine. You just got to get out there on that skid pad. Please support our Sunoco sponsor. There'll be a new location for Sunoco. They'll be located at the end of Allen J. Boulevard, that main street down to the paddock. Down 15. There'll be Sunoco signage all the way down the road there to direct you. It runs parallel to the Trans Am paddock, so do not take the Trans Am paddock lane to go to the Sunoco truck. Go all the way down LNG Boulevard, make a right at turn 15 there, and you'll see the Sunoco rig just there on the right. The Enduro meeting will be at 12:30 lunch break on Friday at Pit Central. So bring your crew too. I find it's very informative to be able to have the crew aware of what's going on as well. And I can't urge you enough. These video meetings help us a lot with staging and load-in. And I would really urge you to involve your truck drivers, your crew, in some of these staging rules. There's going to be another staging memo that's going to go out on site. As long as the supplemental regulations are out there already, and there'll be a staging memo that's going to go out there for you for what to expect from staging. So please check with the SVRA website, click on the Sebring link, and take a look at that. So let's have some fun. And thanks for coming to the SVRA and Sebring.